A pleasant day to each and everyone. My name is Jinbin Hu. I'm a PhD from Central South University, and my advisor is Professor Jiawei Huang. I'm working on data center networking. Today, I will be discussing to you about the AMRT for anti-ECN marking to improve utilization of receiver-driven transmission in data center. And this is a joint work with people from Central South University and University of Minnesota. My presentation today is divided into 6 parts. The first part is the introduction. Let me start with the key idea of AMRT, which is to improve link utilization in receiver-driven transmission under multi-bottleneck and dynamic traffic scenarios. To realize this idea, we proposed the new receiver-driven transport protocol. Specifically, AMRT uses anti-ECN marked packets to notify the sender of low link utilization, and correspondingly increases sending rate to grab spare bandwidth. Let me explain to you more about the background of data center. Modern data centers are the core infrastructure to support many cloud applications, such as web search, data mining, social networking, and retail. They generate delay-sensitive flows and throughput-sensitive flows. Lots of online service providers like Google and Amazon want to obtain better user experience and financial revenue. So how to achieve the low latency and high throughput becomes a crucially important issue. For the sender-side transport protocols, since only reacting after congestion already happens, they inevitably induce queue build-up and affect the performance of delay-sensitive applications. In recent years, receiver-driven transport protocols are proposed to guarantee ultra-low latency by using proactive congestion control mechanism. Specifically, when a data packet arrives at the receiver, the corresponding ground packet is generated and returned to the sender to take a new data packet. However, the conservative receiver-driven transmissions are not able to actively provide the available bandwidth and increase sending rate even in the case of spare bandwidth. Now, let's discuss about the motivation. To motivate our design, we show the underutilization problem of the receiver-driven transmission in 2 scenarios. The first one is multi-bottleneck scenario. Please take a look at the left figure. You can see 4 receiver-driven flows, flow 0 to flow 3. They share 2 bottlenecks with respective senders and receivers. While on the right figure, it shows the throughput of these 4 flows. At the beginning, flow 0 and flow 1 barely share the first bottleneck without queue build-up. But when the flow 2 and flow 3 start at the main rate, the sending rate of flow 0 decreases to about 3.3 GPPs due to the bandwidth competing with the flow 2 and flow 3 at the second bottleneck. Since the flow 1 is not able to increase its sending rate to grab the spare bandwidth released by the flow 0, this results in the first bottleneck link utilization to drop about 33%. We use another case to show the underutilization problem in the dynamic traffic scenario. As shown in this left figure, 4 receiver-driven flows share a bottleneck with respect to sources and destinations. In figure B, at the beginning, 4 flows share the bottleneck at the same rate and make full use of the link capacity. However, when some flows finished, The bottleneck link is not saturated by the remaining flows, resulting to underutilized link. Now, let's proceed to about the detailed design of AMRT. This figure shows the overview of AMRT. There are 4 key steps. Firstly, the switches measure the inter-GPU time between two consecutive data packets. When the inter-packet gap is large enough to transmit a packet, the switches mark the ECN bit in the packet header. Then, the receiver echoes back the underutilization information to the sender. Finally, once receiving the marked ground packet, piggybacking underutilized information, the sender increases the sending rate by triggering two data packets to utilize the free bandwidth. Otherwise, trigger only one data packet to keep ultra-low latency. This figure shows the anti-ECN marking operation of AMRT at the switch. The switch 1 monitors the inter-GPU time of the current and the last packets at the egress port. 2 packets are marked because the inter-GPU time is larger than the transmission time of 1 packet. It means that the bottleneck link still has free bandwidth to transmit more packets. When the 2 packets arrive at the switch 2, another packet from the other egress port also arrives, making the time interval between packets not large enough to transmit a packet. Therefore, the second packet is unmarked to indicate there's low spare bandwidth. In brief, during the end-to-end transmission through multiple bottlenecks, the sending rate of a flow is limited by the most congested bottleneck. In the anti-ECN marking mechanism, only if all switches mark the packet, the bottleneck link is considered underutilized. At the receiver, for each arriving data packet, a corresponding ground is generated and sent back to the sender. Meanwhile, when an ECN marked data packet arrives, the receiver copies the marked code point and sends the ECN echo flag in the corresponding ground to notify the sender of non-link utilization. At the sender, AMRT adjusts the sending rate in a cautious yet active manner. Specifically, if an ECN marked ground arrives at the sender, AMRT adds aggressively to the receiver driving transmission by driving 2 data packets. On the contrary, if a ground without ECN marking arrives at the sender, it means that the inter-packet gap is not large enough to add a data packet, and AMRT conservatively triggers only one data packet. Here, we construct the theoretical model to analyze the performance gain of AMRT in link utilization. As shown in this figure, we use C to denote the bottleneck link capacity. We assume that the rate of a flow is reduced from C to R at time tr due to the network congestion. Since the existing receiver driving transport protocols conservatively trigger new data packets according to the data arrival rate at the receivers, the released bandwidth is not used. Where AMRT adjusts the sending rate based on the anti-ECN marking of the bottleneck link. In this figure, the red and blue dot lines show the earliest and latest time for AMRT to increase the rate from R to C to achieve the chronic utilization respectively. Therefore, we can obtain the maximum and minimum utilization gains of AMRT from the equation 11. Now I'm going to show you the evaluation results of AMRT. We implement AMRT based on Linux kernel. Both these figures show the throughput of AMRT and the dynamic traffic scenario. AMRT successfully grabs the free bandwidth to fully utilize the bottleneck link. These four figures show the throughput of four receiver driving transmission schemes in multi-bottleneck scenario. Compared with the other schemes, AMRT achieves higher throughput and reduces the flow completion time by using anti-ECN marking method and explicit feedback to adjust the sampling rate. To complement our small-scale test-bed experiments, we further conduct large-scale simulations in web search and data mining applications. They are the typical workloads in data centers. As shown in these two figures, AMRT reduces the AFCT and 99th percentile FCT by up to about 49% and 56% compared to p-host respectively. This figure shows the bottleneck link utilization with increasing number of flows amplified realistic workloads. AMRT outperforms the other receiver driving schemes because it increases the sampling rate once detecting the spare bandwidth and thus achieves high rate close to the link capacity in a bounded time period. In many-to-many communication scenarios, if some senders are not able to respond immediately to the grant, the bottleneck link bandwidth will be wasted, resulting low network utilization. We measure the bottleneck link utilization and max gain, QU with increasing responsive ratio of the senders. Compared with the Homer, AMRT provides high link utilization by reasonably adjusting the sampling rate according to the anti-ECN marked packets and guarantees low latency with conservative receiver driving transmission. I'm now going to give a brief summary of our research. In the beginning, we analyzed the underutilization problem of the receiver driving transmission in multi-bottleneck scenario and dynamic traffic scenario. These issues motivate us to design and implement a new receiver driving transport protocol to simultaneously achieve low latency and high link utilization. AMRT measures the time interval between two consecutive packets at the egress port and uses anti-ECN marking to explicitly feedback underutilization information to make senders aggressively increase sampling rate while performing conservative receiver driving transmission when the bottleneck link is saturated. We evaluate AMRT with simulations and small-scale test bed, and the results both achieve good performance. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. I'm looking forward to your suggestion and be glad to answer any questions you might have.